Okay, now we are to the wiring part of the Fender setup. On this deal, I went ahead and used the Bates style tail light. It's an LED, and it's on the obviously mounted by the sissy bar, and I just ran it down, zip tied it to the swing arm, and ran it in underneath of here and out to here. One of the big problems with what Harley's doing now is all the wires. So these three plugs now, when you uncover it, are hooked to this plate. What you want to do is remove them, because you're going to have to do a little bit of, I guess we'll call it creative tucking. Once you remove this plate, it'll give you a lot more room to get the stuff tucked away and clean everything up. The wires you're going to hook your taillight to are, if you have a Ford taillight, you'll just have two wires coming out of your taillight, and the taillight is self-grounding. With the Bates taillight, you have a black wire that will be your ground. What you're going to be hooking those to is this plug will come with this tag on it. It's the only one with the tag, and it is the blue and red and the orange and yellow wires. The orange and yellow is your tail light, and the blue and red is your brake light. I just use these splice connectors, that way you don't mess with any of the integrity of your plug. And if you want to go back, you just take these splice connectors off and plug your Fender right back in. Makes it really simple. I'm going to go ahead and just ground this right to this bolt right here, and that'll all be tucked away. But I was going to show you a good way to clean all this up. There's some space down here in this little crevice here where you can tuck all these plugs away. They aren't getting used. If you want to tape them up, you can, but they're pretty much waterproof, so it's not going to hurt too much. Everything is pretty sealed away in here. You got this one. It is a little tight to get it in here, but I just got it kind of tucked away. This one's going to be right here, and I'll probably zip tie it onto the back of this big plug. That way I can ground this right here. This wire is for the dealership to test your bike, I believe. I don't really know, and it should be able to tuck right down in there. And now you have your ECM set up that this will go under your battery cover. There's no reason to move it anymore. And what I do is I just lay it right on here, right in underneath it here, so it sits flat on the battery. And then you can either throw some Velcro on the bottom of it and just stick it right to your battery, or I go ahead and I'll run some zip ties to hold it in place there, and maybe over here. You don't want to mess with this too much. Really, you don't even have to unplug it for this installation. The other way this is set up is so if you don't have a big deal of mounting this, then you can just lay it right back on your stock Fender when you're ready to change back for long trips or whatever. So the biggest key to this is trying to keep everything so it's interchangeable back to your stock Fender in order to keep it versatile. So anyway, that's where we're at with the wiring, and then your battery cover will cover all of this awful mess up when you get ready, and I will show you that in a minute. Okay, I have all the wires tucked away now, and I just zip tied this here, and it's nice and solid. You just want to make sure everything's not flopping around in there, but the battery cover keeps everything pretty snug. I designed this battery cover for the bigger ECM unit on the older bikes, so this one will fit in there with no issues whatsoever. Now we're going to go ahead and install the battery cover. and the seat. Battery cover just sits right down on there, just like so, and is held down by the springs. Covers up everything, sits on there nice and flush. And your hinge setup will hold it down in the front, and the springs hold it down in the back, and it gives a real nice look. Cleans everything up. You don't see any of that mess. Only thing wire you see is this one here going into your off your swing arm. Now I'll go ahead and install the seat, and we should be good to go. Your springs are 2-inch springs. They keep the seat pretty low, and I think that pretty much should do it. We got a pretty nice look on this thing. Like the tail light, some footboards, front fender. Turned out pretty nice. Now it's time to get this seat on here and take it for a ride.